could be. I had enough of the world, always begging me to this, to that, so I'm escaping. Fight or flight, is it right to run, or am I falling short of who I should become?
Hey everybody. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. So we found this game because Shira and I were talking about a game that combined an FMV with a virtual novel, and this seemed to possibly fit the bill. So we're gonna try it out. Shibuya Scramble. I don't know if that's pronouncing it right, but I like emphasizing the booyah. I like that. When in doubt, assume what's wrong, but do it anyway. I assume this resolution is wrong, but I'm going to change it. Restart the game. Fine. New game. I'm going to pick. No, it's not. Let me pick. I'm going to pick this one. Do you want to guide the guide to gameplay to be displayed? If we recommend first-time players, select yes. The story is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. I will not be able to finish reading this sentence aloud. Narumi Kono and Kosai Amano. And another person. Fumio Kitegama. Tokuji Oyama. Shunsaku Kudo, Jack Woodyard, and Ryoko Kobayaki. Yes, trying to read these names quickly is not helping my ability to pronounce them one bit. Yukinori Katajima. Naoki Sato, Hideki Sakamoto. Oh god, that's way too many. The world doesn't change so easy. I can say that. Yasutaka Mori, Miki Nakaoka. Twins Japan, Masaru Tataishi. How is the EI pronounced in Japanese games? Or is it Tataishi, maybe? It's probably split as like that, isn't it? I was trying to combine it into one syllable. その後数時間経った今も男は会社員の話によりますと立てこもっている男は北島という男である可能性が高いとのことです。その男は以前からこのビル内のある企業との仕事上の取引があり、金銭上のトラブルが絶えなかったということです。今回の立てこもりはそのトラブルに端を発したものではないかと見方が強まります。Yep, I saw that. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. Select a character. Okay, we could be, as you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In 428, they want to call the game 428. I always just called it Shibuya's Scramble and ignored the number, but I mean, I guess the 428 does come first. Anyway, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. Oh, I did not know that. I knew from Google that it was a place, but I did not know it was also a combination of numbers. Anyway, what does the day hold in store? The fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the end. To start, we have two characters, Shinya Kano and Achi Endo. Let's begin by checking out Kano's story. Keep out. Just 2 more minutes to go. slow creep of the second hand. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. This is great. All right, another minute and a half. Is he glancing at his watch or at me? Hitomi Osawa, age 19. 50 million yen. Yeah, I was actually wondering that myself. Is that particular to the crosswalk in Shibuya, or is it just a general term for them? Okay, well I didn't know that either. TIL. Some words and phrases in the text appear in blue. These are called tips. Press a button I don't have on my controller to underline a tip, and then press the button I do have on my controller, but it's probably not the one they're talking about. Did I choose I don't remember choosing the PS4. Maybe I didn't see it. I'd rather use the keyboard anyway. Tab is much nicer. Official name, Shibuya Central Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including, well, here's a bunch of names for me to butcher. Ooh, this is going to be fun. Uehara, Ugui Sudanicho, Udagawacho, Ebisu Nishi, Ebusu Minami, Oyamacho, Kamiyamacho, Sakura Gaokacho, Sasazuka, Sarakachuka. Okay, that's enough of that. That is kind of fun. In 32 neighborhoods, let's list them all. Maybe if they're real neighborhoods, maybe anyone playing this game is like, I live there, and it's cool for them. I don't know if anyone else cares so much. Hey, pal, spare some change? Jurisdiction. Let's find out about... Oh, I already know what a jurisdiction is. Many officers wind up needing to work with both. The outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas may make it seem. Statue of Hachiko. Sometimes 2 or more tips will appear on a single screen. Press tab repeatedly to change which words are underlined. Alright, I get the idea. Bronze statue of the dog. Erected in 1934, it was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master. Well known as a meetup spot outside of Shibuya Station, other popular meetup spots at the station are the display car for the original Tokyo 5000 series, commonly known as the Green Frog, and the Moyai statue by the west entrance. Well, I feel like I'm getting a local tourism lesson. That's nice. Keep your eyes open. Kuze. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. It's probably going to explain what headquarters meant. So far, that's been the caliber for most of them, except for the statue. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. The sound was louder than he intended. Though the suit hit his muscular physique, it did little to dampen the noise. I love the zoom effect. Kuze broke in, his voice spiking into an excited chirp. I want to find out about excited chirps. Kuze's particular vocal quirk. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, or panicked, he slips into a childish register prone to babbling and pitching his voice. Didn't they also say he had a low gravelly voice normally? So, but then when he's excited, it becomes like a child. That's great. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. That only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. It's just going to be a pamphleteer, someone just giving him like a brochure. Ooh, I can do choices. My own fate. They mean me. Like Yuze is gonna come and like yell at me in his childlike voice. His excited chirp. Hitting on her. Let's find out what. Oh, you can go back to reread sections you've already read. Fantastic. Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, the person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for a product or nearby establishment. At first glance, it isn't always easy to tell the difference. That's what hitting on her means. Hitting on her possibly means trying to sell her something. That's the definition. She's got nothing on my Michan. Michan was Sasayama's wife. They'd gotten married just last month. Sasayama's gonna tell him all about her. Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favorite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. I like it. Well, how did the music change? Is this married life music? We need Kinji Fame's around. Is this married life music? The nice slow swagger sax. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? But he did. But he did. But it's not like it's going to be a big secret if it's on the lock screen. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not... Ain't this Masami Nagahama? Oops. A national star tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or national historical dramas. Her songs may have been a series of national hits, and she's even slated to host the year-end national singing competition program. Everything about her is national. I'm sure she's very flattered. Like, can you... What do you like about me? Well, I like that you're so national. Kano realized he had to bite the bullet. I don't want this autoplay on. I I like just being able to control it. Ah, they changed the whole behavior. You sly old dog. Trying to make it like you're dating Masami Nagahami. Yeah, it's weird. I can't like manually control anymore. Only pause and autoplay. There we go. Different button. I like this better. Truth was, he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Yeah, but if I read it, that would take away the fun now, wouldn't it? By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. We're going back in time. This is MPD Dispatch. Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person believed to be an abduction. In Japanese law, an act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone into the control of a third party is known as kidnapping. Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same result is known as abduction. Subject is Maria Osawa. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. Leland Palmer. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. I'm trying to remember, wasn't Leland Palmer a Twin Peaks character? Yeah, Laura Palmer, but wasn't her dad named Leland? I think he was. Or maybe it was maybe it wasn't her dad. There is a Leland, I think, in that show. I think it's her dad. I think her dad is Leland Palmer. Task Force. said the following. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. Gotta get the snacks. Traces the act of pinpointing the source of an incoming phone call. Back to the present moment. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. This was Kano's dick diary, which he always kept close at hand. Sasayama rolled his eyes. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Aha! Here it is. Dick Dictum 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it is bound to be. It seems like an idea we could definitely abuse. I mean, as a great detective, don't get me wrong, but do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. He had faith in Tatano as both a detective and as an individual. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. While the others hesitated, Tatano unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. And he did that because he paid attention to the irrelevant things, which were very relevant. Everyone likes bananas in this game. I like bananas. I should have had a banana. I could be eating a banana right now. It was a strange definition of unfair. Unfair should have been a highlighted word so I could find out the definition of unfair. Can you just focus on what we're doing here? Did you eat a banana? I didn't have time. Oh. Oh, so that's what our base of operations is. There he is. Kuza's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. A young man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look upon his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. It was him! The detectives rushed in. Kuze's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, attaché case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. That'd be swell. This is the other character that we weren't allowed to choose yet, I think. He looks like him. Yeah, I recognize the name now. Achi Endo. Why'd you try to steal that case? Like I said, it looked heavy. I was just trying to help her out. But you had a sinister look on your face. That's what I read. An entry from Kano's Dick Diary shot through his mind. Dictum number 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Just as you're here just in time for Dictum 25, Mel. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Hope you're adding that to your own notebook. Classic advice for a questioning. Dictum number 54. Haste makes waste. Dictum number 55. The truth hungers to be free. Let's find out what katsudon is. It's a Japanese dish consisting of a bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet and an egg. There are several variations, such as sauce katsudon, where the egg is replaced by Worcester sauce, and miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed in miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers a suspect during an investigation, this could have been seen as baiting with food and is to be avoided. Mel brought the dick victims with her. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Achi just shrugged. I don't know, he murmured, a thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth. Use the lights to your advantage. Number 116. The monotonous question was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. Get him when they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Achi's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding yes, right? Mr. Kuza, I did it! The young guy we grabbed at the handout site, he finally confessed to the crime. After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the dick diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Game over. Bad ending. Wow. Kano wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Achi Endo, had an impact on Kano's fate here. You could avoid a bad end by making proper decisions. In another character's story, for a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title. Kano had every reason to suspect Achi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Tomoe, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him, and things should play out differently. Wow, they're basically just spelling it out there. Well, I guess we'll do just that. Let's follow Achi's story for a while. It's true. It is still a tutorial. Achi found himself shirtless, standing around in a room. Achi stuffed the trash bags into his pocket and then slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in the tiny retail space. The slightest bump brought risk of an avalanche. Achi wove his way through the gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. Achi unfolded one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. He then slowly made his way toward Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Today, he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. "I'm sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry here." He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by two men, one with brown hair and one with black. That may not seem relevant, but that just means it's the most relevant. Another kind of trash to take care of. Hey, can't you see you're bothering her? Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark. The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying on a bone. How about we take this someplace more quiet? Let's find out what someplace more quiet means. What this means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, let's go someplace more quiet might suggest a cafe or a park. But to a street punk, it might mean an alley where passers-by are unlikely to interrupt. Is that supposed to be an apology? On your knees and beg, pal. The man spat his gum onto the ground. Oh, now he's done it. He's littering. Achi looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill vanished. You better pick that up right now. What? Didn't you hear me? Because I told you to get down on your knees and... Back! Achi's hand shot down, grabbing the man by the jaw. Whoa, easy, pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. Achi tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled, but Achi just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know. Ever stop to consider that? Wait, are you... The other hustler's panicked eyes had a fixed on Achi's chest. Oh, crap. That shirt, man. The guy's voice was starting to break. That's mean clean. A guy with the mean clean shirt, carrying around a trash bag? That means you're... His face went pale. Mean clean? The other man echoed the words through his held-shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Get it right, pal. Hachi clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's mean clean. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. We're sorry, man. You're Hachi, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man, you gotta cut us some slack. The man scrambled off to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Hachi let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear. Tears streamed down on his cheeks. Gasping out hasty apologies, the two thugs scampered off. Hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl. What's a girl? Let's find out what a girl is. Ryoko Kakinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. Some hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to her part-time job at a cafe. It's a popular spot in trashy e-novels for the main character to fall in love with a hustler like these guys, but such things rarely happen in real life. You run into creeps like that now and then, but don't hold it against us. Shibuya is a good town. Hachi was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the ward had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stalls and inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parks nestled between buildings, Hachi knew it all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town. Not on his watch. He's a cell at work. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. She's totally my type. Let's find out what his type is. Oh, that just means to be up someone's alley. To be someone's cup of tea. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. It was a large case and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. Alright, we have choices. Now what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? Hachi figured he'd offer to carry it for her. But first I gotta dump this trash. Well, they basically told us what to choose. Oh, and they're telling us again not to choose, or what to choose. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. He will no longer wind up at bad end. So let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. Press F2 to open it. Ooh, this is exciting. I hope it's like that Pepe Silva meme. Select Kano's 1030 block and then press space. How do you tell whose 1030 block? Looks like they're both Kanos. Kano. We can't all be the ultimate squirrel. There he is! Kuze's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece. It's a new guy. Previously, Achi got mixed up with Kano and the police, but now another man has appeared instead. By changing what Achi did, you've also changed Kano's story. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way toward her, his expression blank. He didn't match the description Hitomi had given them, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper... I think we've been through this with a different person. Was this the culprit? Perhaps. The stranger took a hold of the attaché case. It was him! En masse, the detectives begin to close in. Let's go, Kano. On it. Sasayama and Kano leapt into action, but they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running straight towards them. Keep out. Kano's story has suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist's story. At 10:30, Achi has the text, young man in a suit, set has red keywords. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Okay. What was the... I thought we were looking for red text. I guess maybe if I start here, I'll get to it. I did... Well, I think I just started earlier. I should get to it, right? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, now I can pick the wrong choice. Oh, it looks like I could even press F2 now and just jump over to it. I'm curious to know if it'll jump me back to Kano though. So I'm gonna let it play out just out of curiosity. Yeah, I could also go back and do the other one. Oh, here we go. Archie stared. Something tells me that's not her boyfriend. He better not drop any gum. The girl handed the attaché case over to the man. He took a hold of it with his right hand and began walking. Or he took a hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. A nearby homeless man. Here it is. A young man in a suit. That was our. Oh yeah, they're reminding us. I wish I could just use the mouse, but apparently there's no mouse support at all. Let's go, Kano. Yatta! Jump successful. There won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making a different decision. But they never expected what happened next. Yes, I unlocked the main menu. Catching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt and then bolted off in a new direction. Kano whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit, his banana peel flying high in the air. At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There was no escape for the culprit now, or so it appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident the man was cornered. Then the forwarder barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush into their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Oops. I don't remember what the button is to that. I used the controller last time. If only I could use the main menu. Wait, I cannot. Shift? Thank you. Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer. Just a little closer, and he'd be in tackling range. I almost read that as tickling, which would be much more hilarious. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down! It was Kuze shouting through Kano's earpiece. Tackle first, then tickle, yes. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Let him go for now. The real purpose someplace else. Purpose, police jargon for perpetrator. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they'd been lying in wait. Kind of recalled another maxim from his Dick diary. Number 12. Always assume a worst case scenario. So, earthquake. Should he take this guy down or back off after all? What do you guys think? Should we let the perp escape? Or letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk? Or let the other officers chase after the guy? Kano had his own job to do. Satno says let him escape because no one would pick that. Is that Satno's dick dictum? Always pick the option. Always, I would let him escape because I hate running. All right, we're letting him escape. Oh wait, I did the wrong thing. Let me go back. Ja really is the worst. Alright, let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job to do. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kuze's panicked voice sounded shrill in his ear. Eep! Someone's taken Hitomi! Kano recognized Kuze's trademark squawking immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Meiji Dori. What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped? Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Alleyways, those are someplace more quiet. I learned that earlier. Man dressed all in black, just like the one who'd grabbed the ransom money. Something was amiss. Hitomi wasn't with him. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Oof. Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek pressed against the asphalt and the palms of his hands. They felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Bad end. Number 4, shot by a foreigner. By trying to find the man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran into a different criminal, and unfortunately for him, he got shot. If the criminal hadn't been able to get near Hitomi, she probably wouldn't have been taken. Have Achi make the choice to talk to Hitomi instead at 10:35. Wait, didn't having Achi talk to Hitomi cause him to get arrested? Well, I guess that was at 10:30, but... $10:35. Jump. Whoa. There are dozens of them. What about that girl? Achi turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Talk to her. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly over to her first. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Achi could scarcely believe his eyes. Oh, I didn't find out what a revolver is. I guess I could go up. Let's find out what a revolver is. A Colt Detective Special, a .38 caliber revolver introduced in 1927 by Colt's Manufacturing Company. A classic example of a snub-nosed revolver. As the name implies, the weapon is frequently carried by detectives, narcotics officers, and the like for self-defense. Unruined for you, Sentinel. Unruined. What is all this? The young man was closing in on the girl, his expression grim. That guy's up to no good. He's probably a litterer, too. Hi-ya! Leaping high, Achi delivered a flying kick right between the man's shoulder blades. You just got by the mean clean. The guy went down, but recovered surprisingly fast, spinning back to his feet to grapple with Achi. What the hell is your problem? What the hell is your problem, man? Achi snapped. The two stood staring each other down as the crowd swirled around them. That's a good camera angle. I like that picture. You let go of me. You let go of me first. After you let go of me, sure. You first. Don't you call me pal, man. You first, pal. Don't you call me pal, man. Don't you call me man, pal. Neither man was willing to yield. The crowd had parted to avoid the scuffle. Passers-by were staring from all sides. Well, crap. Achi got a sudden sinking feeling. What the hell am I even doing? I jumped in way over my head as usual. His anger melted away. He loosened his grip. Without further argument, the other man let go of Achi's jacket. Turning quickly away, the stranger hurried over to the statue of Hachiko, where he dropped to his knees, dejected. The girl who had been standing there was nowhere to be seen. Maybe this was the guy she'd been waiting on. The guy was clearly upset that she was missing. Achi actually felt kind of bad for him. He decided it would be wise to leave while the guy's attention was elsewhere. Phew! A hurried back along the road to his house. The wind had gone out from his sails, and he didn't feel much like cleaning up trash anymore. Oh, I guess I'll read some manga and go to bed. Bad end. Achi's interference with the young man, it was kind of disrupted the detective's sting. If Achi hadn't acted on impulse when he saw Kano heading for Hitomi, things might have gone differently. But how can you make sure Kano doesn't return to the scramble and startle Achi? The key lies further along in Kano's story. Further along in Kano's story, you say? I wonder if we choose the other one that we didn't choose here. We'll try it anyway. I think it. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. Looking more closely, he realized the girl was Hitomi. Shielding Hitomi behind him, he glowered at Kano. Why did you run off? Because you were chasing us. A blatant lie. People didn't just bolt like that without good reason. I mean, the girl could speak up and say that the cop is with her. A sudden blow to the top of his head left him staggering. But she would recognize him, right? Wasn't that one of the cops that first talked to her about the kidnapping? Maybe not. A crow? It was the last thing Kano saw before his vision went dark. Was that a crow? Oops. I wanted to read that. In the midst of chasing the man who snatched the attaché case, Kano happened across Hitomi and Achi. While confronting them, he suffered a blow to the head and was knocked out cold. But Achi only came this way because he thought it was the quickest way to escape with Hitomi. If he'd gone for the police box instead, things might have gone differently. The key is what Achi does at 10:35. Let's find out what Achi does. think I picked the one that isn't that one. Let me just back out here. I like that you can at least like just dip out and back in whenever you want. So 10:35. It's weird because it's not like whenever you do it, it's like you end up in between these times, so it's not always clear which time slot you're looking at. You jump to Achi 10:30 instead of Achi 10:35. Yeah, probably. You might not have been in Achi 10:5 yet. Unlocked yet though. That's the following out. We did both of those. Tailing the Foreigner. Oh, that's kind of going to be on Achi. What's the deal? This is new. I think. Oh, wait. No, this isn't what we wanted. Was it? Do we want what Kano did or Achi? I lost track of what we wanted. I guess I can check it out. What Achi does at 10:35. So we want to be on Achi and 10:35. Mysterious men. Let's look there. But wait. Oh, this was where I was. Okay. So another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting a scene for a film on location. It probably would be a mistake to intrude. What? A few moments later, he heard a loud bang, and the scramble went into an uproar. Someone blow a tire? Maybe they're shooting an action scene now. Yotsuya, a neighborhood of the Shinjuku ward in the southeastern part of Tokyo. While the numbers 428 in Japanese can be pronounced the same as the syllables for the name Shibuya, they can also be pronounced like the syllables for Yotsuya. Additionally, April 28th is both Shibuya Day and Yotsuya Day. Oh, we just had Shibuya Day and Yotsuya Day, and we didn't even celebrate it. A shame. It was best not to get distracted. There was trash that needed collecting. Bad end. Your future is garbage. Achi decided to go on collecting trash because he decided the commotion and the scramble was probably just a TV shoot in progress. He'll probably have a pretty uneventful day, which is all well and good for him, but the girl was actually in danger, as he'd have discovered if he'd investigated further. He missed his chance to help her out. Go back and try making a different choice. Try having a less garbage future. Alright. Still want to be at 10:35 for Achi. Wait, Achi. Maybe picking it a second time because you're not. I'll try it. Nope, these are the same options. We did that one. Hmm. 1035 option again. That's this one, Mysterious one. I just did that one, and it didn't give me a new one. Oh, you saying do option A again? We can do that. See what happens. Maybe it'll give me give a new thing. Option A. Oh, this is new. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted up the gun and pointed it in the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. Archie didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrabbled back to his feet. Archie knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. "This way," he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. "Come on, run!" Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. Alright, so it told us earlier to go to the police box, so we'll do that. The police box, let's go! Into the TARDIS! That's a big TARDIS. There are always policemen staffed at these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? She flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes forever! This is not good. There's nothing they could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Archie ran beneath the JR Yamanote Line railroad overpass. It's a railroad loop that surfaces the Tokyo metropolis. Typically, the morning rush is quite intense, with the stretch from Ueno Station to Akachimachi Station sometimes crowded as high as 216% capacity, roughly 300 people riding in a space designed for 143 passengers. Unrelated to the Yamate Line subway that operates in the city of Kobe. If it's unrelated, that means it's the most related. "Don't worry, trust me," he told her. But first, they sped past the convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. "Here, take this, will ya?" Archie tossed over the bag of trash. "Huh? What? Huh?" "But this way's a dead end," the girl said, breathlessly. "Like I said, trust me." Stopping abruptly, Archie kicked down a wooden plank covering a gap between two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. "See if we can get through here. In you go." But the good girl just stood there looking terrified. But I... The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said in a rush. The name's Achi Endo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind to stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer. So please just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. So much litter. My bad, man, Achi called out. Mind cleaning up that up for me? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Achi flashed him a wave goodbye, then slipped away between the buildings with the girl. Log Lady. That's another Twin Peaks reference. That's two. We have Leland Palmer, and now we have a Log Lady. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Achi flicked the switch inside the front door, and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. My voice is going to be sore. The girl chuckled at his evident discomfort. So we good? We're good. Okay, well, good. Achi made a vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothes. Hitomi Osawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. What? Is something the matter? You were spacing out there for a bit. I don't want the long story, lady. Just keep it short and simple. I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. I'm just a guy who hates trash. Maybe. Oh, I think you weren't here yet, Mel. Earlier, he went out and he likes to, I guess, go around and just pick up trash that he finds on the road. And then he met some street dogs, and one of them spit his gum out on the ground. So he set him straight. Well, he made his buddy carry it. He put it in his pocket. Because he's the mean clean. Why can't you take it to the police? The plot thickens. Archie waited for an answer, but none came. Whoa. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. To be continued. Archie Endo's 10 o'clock story ends here. However, Shinya Kano still has more to do. Height, roughly 190 centimeters. Age, 30s. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer, and he held up the attaché case. Before Kano could even yell stop, it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the roadway below. I don't understand why he would want to do that. Oh, because he has an accomplice. The man on the motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. Kano bit his lip hard. Damn it. I mean, don't you still want the guy? You're not going to catch a motorcycle. Catch the guy. The cops had played right into the criminals' hands. Now the crooks were getting away, and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? To be continued. We finished reading both character stories for the hour. At 10 o'clock in 428, you'll make your way through all the protagonists' stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. Fancy. Fancy. We get another movie sequence. Next time on 428, Shibuya Scramble. I just got an achievement that says, "Welcome to Shibuya." This is the end of the tutorial for this part of the story. There's a lot of important info in there, so reread it closely. I won't. All right. Yeah, I mean, we got to figure out what the cat's all about, right? I mean, what are our even other choices? Mr. Osawa. We got Minorikawa. We got Kano again. And we got Achi. It's so hot. So hot in this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else on the street looks so nice and cool. But here I am, getting treated into my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see. I can barely breathe. For that matter. But hey, what can I do? Huff, huff. Pant, pant. Huff, huff. Pant, pant. I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now. I'm gonna pass out from my dehydration at this rate. May as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. I suddenly have so much respect for people on those superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing action scenes in something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing around here. I'm close to calling it quits. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly gonna do? Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. I thrust a free sample towards passers-by while shouting as loudly as I can. Let's find out what a free sample is. A free portion, usually quite small, of a given product given out to customers as a sales gimmick. It allows them to test the quality and effect of the cosmetic or health product prior to purchase. It's frequently referred to as a trial size or freebie version of the product. In addition to passing out free samples on the streets, some shops also include free samples with purchased products. Please note, however, that simply taking a product without paying for it in order to test it out is just theft. Don't do it. I'm learning so much. Come on, give it a try. It's of no use. People just walk by, one after another. They avoid looking at the sample. It's been like this ever since I started standing here. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience would have all been for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away. No exercising or diet necessary. I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn those pounds away. They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload a dodgy product. It's that simple. It's that simple, folks. You just drink the weight away. I guarantee it. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me, too. In other words, it seemed extremely dubious or suspicious. The word scam, referring to a type of dishonest scheme, is actually of unknown origin. Several folk etymologies have been proposed, including that it comes from a simple shortening of scandalous misdeeds, but these claims have little evidence to support them. Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. You'd think I'd be able to give away one or two. It's not like I'm not trying here. Okay, pep talk time. You could do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. All right, I'm going to give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and then the momentum will build from there. All right, eyes open. There are two people walking in my direction. Wait, two? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist. Do I try to force it off on the businessman to the left? Or do I force it off on the disheveled fellow to my right? I'm thinking the right guy because I think that's one of our main characters. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off onto the disheveled fellow to my right. To my surprise, he takes it. Oh, what's this, he asks, lifting an eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into the product pitch. It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please, give it a try. No thanks, the man says. I'm good. I keep my arms held open wide and pretend I didn't hear that. Look, he says, I'm in a hurry. You should give this to someone else. He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. For a few moments, we're at a silent impasse. Maybe he's weirded out by my cat alter ego holding its freeze frame pose, because he eventually looks away, slips the bottle into his pocket, and walks off. I did it. I finally got someone to take one. But there are still so many samples left. My brief surge of excitement dies before I can even finally fully take hold. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. My nemesis! There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock at the Nokane building. Looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody's taken many of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd like to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples I haven't given away are almost as heavy as it is. Uh-oh, the chicken's mad at me. Hey, what gives? You got that many left? The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I replied sheepishly. Nobody seems to want to take mine. Groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types you gotta be gunning for, you know. I'll drink whatever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out. That doesn't seem healthy. I don't recommend that, chicken. All of them? All of them. The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. They may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Leaving the station behind, we head down Center Guide towards the Nakane building. So we've been playing as a mascot trying to give away free samples of a dodgy diet drink while wearing a sweltering hot cat costume. There's another person also who befriended us. They're doing the same thing, but in a chicken costume. And now we're off to a product demo. It was very ridiculous and hilarious. Apparently she can't reach her own zipper. Give me just a sec. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick, fuzzy fingers have a hard time of it. I hope it wasn't another fire alarm, Shara. A girl emerges from the chicken as if the chicken itself were an egg. I'm alive! Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Oh, good. Phone calls are a lot safer than buildings on fire. Oh? The zipper's busted. What? My vision goes dark. No, no, no! I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. What the crap? Chiriko Osugi, by the way. You could just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I am a pretty cheery gal after all. She breaks into a hearty guffaw. You're not going to be able to eat lunch in that getup, huh? I guess that's right. What should I do? Don't sweat. Just leave it to me. Huh? Oh, I'll eat both lunches myself. She's so happy eating the lunches. Cheery doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. She looks so happy. It'd be a shame to let it go to waste. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. My name is... I struggled to think of an answer. My eyes alight on the piece of tamagoyaki clutched between Chiri's chopsticks. The yellow slab of slightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked. Tama. My name is Tama. Oh, you mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting? Chiri chortles and stuffs the piece of tamagoyaki into her mouth and then takes a big swig of iced tea. I am beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunchboxes until I'm full to bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty, I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. This isn't good. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take off the head, right? I decide to grab the head with both hands and yank it upward with all my might. Rock my head back and forth good and hard. Ask Chiri to assist me. Sorry, would you mind helping me? Let's try to do it ourselves. Or okay, we'll ask for help then. I decided to ask Chiri. Ow! I feel a dull, throbbing pain at the back of my head. I thought I could at least get the head off. It's attached to the body. I slump forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through the mascot's costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. I suck for all I'm worth. I suck and I suck and I suck. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. And thus I revive. Protein juice. In Japanese, the word protein is frequently used to refer to a powdered health food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein component. It is dissolved in milk or other liquid to create a drink. A protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. What does burn mean? The best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise After roughly 20 minutes of exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Mel. It's like, for one, you're panting after aerobic exercise because you're running and jumping and stuff. Whereas anaerobic is more like lifting weights. So you're not typically panting after lifting weights. And I don't think it puts fat in your bloodstream either. I don't think that's how that. I'm not a human biology expert, but not quite in that way. And you got all the sugars gone out of my bloodstream. Well, just put some fat in it. That'll do it. Mr. Yanagishita, is down on his hands and knees, begging, while two uncouth-looking men glower at him. Just a little more time. That's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. It's a great picture. I wish there was a button to like hide the text, so I could appreciate this frame. Mr. Yanagishita is dealing with some loan sharks. Let's find out what loan sharks are all about. Yeah, there probably is. Yeah, I know I've seen it in others. This one's the UI's a little different from most, though. Though it seems obvious that this term refers to toothy predators of the deep. The word shark in this case is actually has its origins in an older Germanic word meaning parasite or someone who preys on others. The same word gave rise to the term pool shark and card shark. In the case of loan sharks, though, the initial mental image seems quite appropriate. Let's check the main menu since we unlocked it. Hide text H. And of course, then it pops this thing up there. That's all right. Still better. Screenshotted. Oh, did it disappear after that? No, it did. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Good eye, Shiara. I'm pondering that one of the men grabs Yanagishita by the nape of the neck and drags him to his feet. Come with us, pal. Or take you someplace where you can work off your debts. Say, what? Mr. Yanagishita wails. Huh. Guess he's gone then, Cheery says. She's already starting to pack up her things. Nice working with you. Moments later, Cheery is out the door. Poor sad Tina, whatever your name is. Bad end. We hadn't had a good old-fashioned bad end in a while. Our poor feline friend isn't going to get paid now that these debt collectors showed up and dragged her boss away. If a certain someone hadn't told the thugs how to get to the Nokani building, they probably wouldn't have caught Yanagashita. The right decision happens at 11:15, but who has to make it? $11:15, you say? What time is it? 11:17. Well, I will stop it here because I may do this another night because I want to know more about this story. I think we just kind of scratched the surface of it, and I'd hate for you to miss some of it. No, you didn't ruin it. It was a good time to stop. If I go further, my voice is probably going to be murdered anyway tomorrow. Right now, it's already getting sore. So, but I had fun with this. I love the writing. It's very fun to read. I didn't even plan on reading as much of it as I did, but it was just too fun. Anyway, yeah, I like the tackiness of it and the over-the-topness. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Yeah, I want to know how crazy it gets. I looked at the... I usually check on games when I'm not sure to like on howlongtobeat.com to see how long the game is, because I'd hate to, like, if a game is only 3 hours, I'd hate to, like, not realize that and, like, stop the game at, like, 2.5 hours, or stop the stream at 2.5 hours, where I could have just, like, gone another half hour and finished it. So I usually try to check the average playtime. This one is like 8 hours, so it is longer than that, but at least want to kind of see what it gets to when it hits its prime. So if you guys are up for it, I'll probably do another one at some point. Anyway, have a good night, everyone, and I will see you all next time.